Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Maida and you're watching Maida Pours. Thank you so much for joining me today. If it's your first time here, you are very welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, well, thank you so much for coming back. It's so nice to see you again. So for today's pour, I am doing another Sara Taylor inspired cloud pour, or at least I'm attempting to. I'm not using her recipe exactly. I have definitely tweaked it a bit. I'm not going to go over my ratios right now because I'm still experimenting with this so much that I don't really know how this painting is going to turn out. I don't even know if I'm going to show it to you or not, but it might turn out, so I'm filming. And if it does turn out, if I really love the results, then I will go over all of the ratios and how I mixed up all this paint in the end, but I am going to go over the colors with you right now. I, of course, have the Americana, it's Artist Loft Flow Acrylic and a Satin Enamel mix. I have this mixed down quite thin. It's really bare, it's really not leaving any mound at all. It's just disappearing straight into that mixing cup. Next up, I have Liquitex Basics in Burnt Umber, trying to stretch my comfort zone using some browns and earth tones in my pours. These are also, everything is thinly mixed paint. My ratios, again, I'll go over if the painting turns out, because honestly, if it doesn't look good, what's the point of telling you how I mixed the paint, you know? But this is Paynes Gray, also Liquitex Basics. Now this is Light Portrait Pink, mostly Light Portrait Pink by Liquitex Basics. I do have just like a tiny little bit of this like metallic fire opal color just to give it a slightly more coral tint than just the pale pink tint. Next up, I have this Folkart acrylic in Minted Aqua, which I love this color so much. I have already almost used it up. I just love it. It's like my favorite color in real life. So again, I do have these all mixed quite thin. They like kind of leave a trace when you go over the cup. And last but not least, I do have this golden fluid acrylic in iridescent gold fine. I actually think this is my favorite gold to use, just as far as shades of gold go. I think this is so pretty. Mixed up, also very thin. All right. So again, if this painting works out, I will go over the ratios that I use specifically afterwards, but let's see how this painting turns out, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead, get these put to the side, get my canvas out, and let's get to painting. Let's go. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is fill up this cup, I don't know, about halfway or so, maybe a little bit more than halfway, with my colors. I'm gonna start by putting just a little bit of, this is the base coat, this is the white satin. I'm just going to put a tiny little bit at the bottom of my cup there. And then I'm going to start with the burnt umber. I'm going to layer these in carefully, kind of pouring them down the side. And I'm going to go to the Paynes Gray. Again, layering it down the side. You can see they don't mix too much in the cup. I'm going to go ahead and put in another little bit of the white right there. I'm going to go in with some mint. Love this color, just in general in life, like this is my favorite color. And I guess I'm layering a lot of white in here. I don't know, we'll see how that works out for me. And then I'm going to be putting in that pink. Again, I put a little bit of fire opal in it so it has more of a coral vibe. Ooh, that mint got kind of eaten up. I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of it in because I love this color and I really do want it to show up. I don't expect this mint color to sell too much. So far as I've experimented, it doesn't do a lot of selling, but I love it. So I love how it like stays as a color on the canvas, even though it's so subtle. Okay, so I just put in the gold. I'm just gonna go ahead and just top it off with a little bit of white. Maybe just a little smidge of Paynes Gray, because, you know, why not? Why not a little bit more Paynes Gray? This cup is ready to go off to the side. So next up, I've got my white satin base coat here. That is gonna hopefully make some beautiful pearls. We'll see how it goes. And I'm gonna go ahead and pour this right here in the center of the canvas with a nice kind of I'm not gonna stretch it out yet, but I'm gonna get a nice kind of cushion going on right there. So I am gonna let this just go out a little bit. So again, this is inspired, I believe I said this in my intro, but I'm gonna say it again just in case. This is inspired by the incredible Sara Taylor. Her link will be in the description, and everybody should be checking out her channel because she's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to torch any tiny bubbles in there real quick. I'm wondering if I want to use a little bit more white. I'm going to pour a little bit more white just around kind of this edge there. I just want it to, when it is time to stretch, I want there to be enough. Okay. So then I'm going to take my cup and I'm gonna pour it kind of like in a ribbony effect because I just like how that looks. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to pour it all around. I like doing swirls and kind of like seeing what happens. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Get it all out of that cup. I feel like my mint has disappeared. I don't know where it went. Okay. I don't see it in there. All right. So we are going to stretch this out. We're gonna go, let's see where we're gonna start. Kind of want to stretch it before, but it does, the key to these techniques is a very stretched out, like the paint really needs to stretch out for the effects to like come through. And I'm hoping that eventually if I stretch it out enough, maybe my mint will, I see like a sliver right there of my mint. Where did you go, mint? Where did you go? So get over there. And now we're gonna turn it just because it's easier for me to tilt that way. We're gonna turn it and get it over here. But I really like how the ribbony effect sort of plays out on the canvas. It creates, oh, definitely things are starting. Let's get it over that corner before we take a look and see what's going on. So we do just get it really stretched out. Let that paint fall off the corner, let everything get covered. Ooh, okay. So these corners up here, mostly covered. Just tap them out a little bit. Always slide underneath. I'm gonna turn it, make sure these corners are all covered. Ooh. Pads being difficult. Why? Why are you being difficult? Okay, we're gonna put that down. Everything is nicely covered. Okay. Wow, that is being really difficult today. Why? Okay. Okay, so we are going to torch it. Torching is an important part of getting air bubbles to pop and cells to form. Okay. I don't know about that new torch. I struggle to find a good torch. I'll bring out my old torch that also gives me issues sometimes. Okay, so now I am going to test and see how, okay, so step one, I am very happy with this very subtle, the mint did come back, and I'm basically in love with this color palette. So regardless of anything else coming out at this point, although I do feel like I see some stuff starting to happen in parts of here, I think it's so cool. It's subtle. It's more soft and subtle and minimal than what I usually, you know, gravitate towards. However, I am really loving that about it. I think I would hang this on the wall. I really do. Partly because I just love the colors so much. I'm glad I put that bit of the coral, or not coral, I'm sorry, the fire opal. I'll show you what I put in it. So I don't have much left, but it's this Folkart fire opal. I just put like not much, like a little squeeze into the paint, and it gave it a little bit more of a coral tone, I feel, than just like straight pink. And I personally like that, especially next to the mint. I think it just really, and the gold, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted that gold to do. Just be little pops of accented gold next to that coral. I feel like the Paynes gray got really muted, although I can see it in here a bit, but like, I feel like the satin enamel really muted it, but created this almost beautiful shadow effect. So I'm really enjoying this. I do need to give it some time to see, or we need to give it some time to see if anything else does develop. So I'm not going to put you on time lapse, but we're just going to jump here. So I'm going to stop filming, but when I return, which will be just in the blink of an eye for you, we're going to see what this develops into in, I don't know, 30 to 40 minutes or so. So I will see you guys in a moment. Okay, here it is. I actually think this is a beautiful painting. It might, I don't know, as it completely dries, these pearls that did form in here, they may grow a bit, I don't know, but I don't think it'll grow much. I was hoping for more effects just because that's just who I am. I love creating like tons of cells and stuff. I don't know why. It's just really, really fun for me. So I'm always hoping for more. However, I do love this painting. The palette is almost perfection in my opinion, in my humble opinion. I know that is always going to be a matter of taste, so I get it if this is not to your taste at all, but these are a lot of my favorite colors, and it's very subtle and it's very different than what I normally do, but I do really, really love it. And I think I'm going to play with this technique more. How I mix this paint, I'm not super impressed with. It's definitely not like my ending point as far as how I'm going to mix this paint. I did use GAC 800 and Liquitex pouring medium. I like Liquitex pouring medium. I'm really on the fence with GAC 800. I'm going to try this type of pour without it and see if I like it better. So again, when I'll be doing more of these paintings, and when I'm happy with my recipe and my ratios, I will definitely share them with you, but it's still a work in progress. However, I love this painting, and again, it might not be exactly what was in my head. However, I'm embracing what's on my canvas because it is beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did enjoy this video, please do hit that like button. It really helps with the algorithm. And if you enjoy watching acrylic paint pouring videos, well, please consider subscribing, and be sure to hit that bell notification so you get told when I upload new videos. And I am going to bring you in for a close-up, but thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Okay, let me take you in for a close-up here. There really are a lot of like cool cells and effects, pearls. Sorry, I don't think these are cells, these are pearls. And just, I love the three-dimensional effect that ribbony, like the way I layered the paints in the puddle before I stretched it. I think that's sort of what attributed to that. Also, I put a lot of the white paint in the cup, and I think that attributed to some of this kind of cloudy effect inside of this blue, which I love. So overall, I love this piece. I would love to hear what you think in the comments. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.